Hello everyone and welcome back to some Angels with Scaly Wings. Let me just bring up that cabbage again. What? Oh. Yeah, let me find that cabbage. Right, I had it. Hello, sea wolves. Alright, so we have left off having actually completed 2 chapters in 1 with Remy. So this is seventh day, 8th day. The morning sun declared the arrival of a new day and woke me from my vivid dreams. Memories of my home, enclosed with a towering perimeter wall, raced through my head. The peaceful landscape outside my apartment window stood in defiance of these old thoughts. Rolling hills and blue skies are familiar to me now, and the purity of sight gave me hope. Cabbage, please come with me. What's going on? You sound serious. The chief will explain everything once we arrive. Okay. Hey Chief, Cabbage is here. Thanks, Sebastian. You can deal with the situation here while I talk to Cabbage, alright? Of course. Cabbage, I've got some really bad news. What is it? You know Anna, right? I've met her, yes. Sorry, I don't know how to say this. Those few words were enough. Dread sank in, and I already knew. Don't. I ignored his words and walked past him. When I turned the corner, there was no mistaking her. Anna was haphazardly covered by a sheet, leaving her tail and blood-stained hand exposed. In the end, she didn't even deserve full discretion. Are you okay? We've been through here a few times. We're fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Let's get this over with. Bryce nodded. Alright, so, might as well skip ahead. So, in regards to Anna's murder, and I believe now, we're just being tasked, yeah, we're actually being asked to go here, get some information still. And I also kind of remember 4 choices here. Production facility, police archives, store. I feel like something's missing. Well, store, we are gonna have to visit the store for Remy. So if you have any other choice after that... Oh, it's her again. If you've mixed up the prescriptions again, I can't help you. I can't refill this one. We're just about to close, so you'll have to bring the right one tomorrow. Hello, Cabbage. How can I help you? Actually, I'm just about to close up here, so please make it quick. I'm here on behalf of the police, and I was hoping you could answer a few questions. I see. Well, I don't mind as long as you make it quick. I have to leave for my other job soon. Lara, what are you still doing here? I already told you, you have to come back tomorrow. Here, have a lolly on the house. I guess you didn't want it. What's the deal with her? I'm not sure what's up with her lately. This isn't the first time this has happened. One time the doctor forgets to issue a new prescription, another time she brings me an expired one instead of the new one. She isn't exactly the brightest, but this is unusual, even for her. So, what did you want to know? Alright, now, we have already done the triggers to get the good endings, but this is just the one that you want for the good ending, along with the first store when you actually introduce yourself with the Joan. Actually, excuse me. Sorry, but we'll have to do this another time. If you say so. Luckily, she hadn't gotten too far, so I followed her from a distance. Minutes passed as we walked through the streets through an unfamiliar part of town. The young dragon looked small and lonely on the empty road. Before long, we passed the village border, yet she pressed on and stepped into the forest. I turned back once to gaze at the village on the far horizon, and in an instant, the dragon was gone. I rushed to the spot where I'd seen her last and found the entrance to a cave on a hillside. When I peered inside, I saw Vara alongside a much larger orange dragon. The small dragon filled a bowl with a thick fluid and placed it in front of the other. Then she placed her hand on the large dragon's chin. Gently she lifted its huge muzzle and guided it towards the bowl. But when she released it, the dragon's head slumped and fell into the liquid. The bowl tumbled sideways and spilled its contents across the cave floor. Hi, Raven. Yeah, not a surprise, but just that warning. I realized then that, other than what Vara had done, the orange dragon hadn't moved at all since I arrived. How did you even find out about this? I could tell something was wrong, so I followed her. Yes. Hello, Marvel. I see. Well, good job, Cabbage. What's going to happen to her now? She'll be sent to the orphanage. The background check determined that she had a father, but the two hadn't seen each other in years. Can't you locate him? We did. Reza's second victim. The maintenance guy. That was him. I see. How did it even get this far? I don't know, but we'll certainly look into it. Some just fall through the cracks of the system. Being out here on their own probably didn't help. Do many of your people live outside the town like this? Well, some do it on principle, others because they have no other choice. Houses and apartments can be expensive, and it's not unusual for us to have natural environments as our homes. Alright, I think we're done here for now. Don't forget to stop by the department later. There's my cat in the background, just getting to her cat tree and now staring at me, staring at the cam. One of the two. Sorry guys, my cat distracts me. I won't. Before deciding my next move, I returned to my apartment for a moment of rest. A small piece of paper had been slipped under my door while I was gone. Don't go to the portal was all it said. I considered the possibility of a hidden message, but that was unlikely. The statement was blunt and quickly scrawled. Someone clearly didn't want me to go to the portal, but why would I go there in the first place? As it was out of order right now, such an action would serve no purpose. I looked outside the window at the portal's faint silhouette in the distance. The paper rustled between my fingers as I fidgeted with it, wondering about the message's sender and significance. My train of thought was violently interrupted by a sharp burst of gunfire echoing from the portal. I had to think fast. The gunshots ensured Reza's involvement. He was at the portal. The question was, why? If this was his attempt to flee back to the human world, he would receive a rather unpleasant surprise the moment he would try to use the portal. Or maybe Sebastian's theory was correct, and Reza held the part needed to repair the portal, in which case, his escape would be imminent. The gunshots themselves were another question. Was someone trying to stop him? The police patrol may have seen him, and he may have been taken by surprise. This could be another murder in progress. But all his murders were committed with sharp weapons for now, not a gun. He didn't want to be heard. Besides, it was only early evening, and the town was still bustling. If Reza wanted to stay hidden, he was doing a rather poor job at it. Of course, there was also the possibility that he wanted to be heard. But who did he want to attract? Us? The police? Maverick? It could easily be a trap for those hunting him, and that technically included me, though I wasn't sure if he knew of my involvement in the investigation. It was also a very real possibility that he knew my apartment was close enough to the portal to hear a gunshot. Could it be a signal for me? Regardless, the words I held in my hands were unmistakable. Don't go to the portal. What should I do? Well, what should we do? Should we stay inside and call the police, or should we go to the portal? Alright guys, so there is your first, I suppose, choice of the day. Kinda rushed through the first real choice, so this is your second choice of the day. Should we go to the portal, or should we stay inside and call the police? Stay inside? Okay. I don't know if Seawolves is still around, and usually Justin is here by now. You might be the only one here, Marble Arts. So stay inside. Ultimately, I trusted the mysterious message. Remy's list of phone numbers given to me when he brought me to this apartment in the first place proved to be a valuable tool. I dialed the emergency line and was greeted by a calm voice asking me about my emergency. Oh, hi, Seawolves. It only showed 2 in the concurrent viewers instead of 3. The gravity of the situation was understood, and I was advised to stay inside until further notice. A team was dispatched to deal with the situation while I waited from my window. I tried to catch a glimpse of what was going on at the portal, but I couldn't see much. The dark of night was fast approaching. About an hour later, I was informed the team had searched the perimeter, though no trace of Reza was found. I was given the go-ahead to continue with my investigation, but I was free to stay where I was if I felt unsafe. Alright, so since we are waiting here, since we've called the police, we could decide to go to the production facility. I believe that was Anna's murder, or we could go to the police archives right now. Or we could wait it out, make sure we're safe. Alright, Seawolves. Is Raven Knight Chrysae also around? Okay, so Seawolves wants to go with the police archives. Is Seawolves the only one who wants to do anything here? Okay, we can go with the police archives then. Oh yeah, that also reminds me, are we going to want to stop and help Katsuharu? I was on my way to the police station when a voice called out to me. Hey, you! I'm talking to you, human. There's Katsuharu, by the way. Do you want to help him instead of going to the police archives? Can I help you? I certainly hope so. I'm in a little conundrum here. My cart seems to be stuck. I can see that. I'm Katsuharu, by the way, local ice cream vendor. Cabbage, you've probably heard of me by now. Of course, of course. In any case, do you think you could spare the time to help me out? It might take a while though, so I hope you're not in a rush. That would be the case, except that we have already gone to the store. So, This is actually the last choice we'll have. Help him out and we won't have time to go to the archives, or not help him out and go to the archives. We have already done this. This is actually irrelevant to the ending we're getting, so I'm still just giving everyone the choice. First option from Seals. Raven hasn't actually seen this, so I imagine Raven wants to help Katsuharu out. Okay. I'm assuming that everyone's okay with helping Katsuharu out then. Thank you. Now I tried just pulling this out, but I think the axle is going to break if I try to do it again. It really wasn't the best condition to begin with, honestly, and I heard a crack when I tried to pull it out earlier. So what do you want me to do? The cart is pretty heavy, so I'll be the one lifting it and holding the wheel steady so the axle doesn't break. Once I give you the sign, you start pulling, and hopefully that'll do the trick. Yes, we already do have him unlocked, by the way, Marble. Let me actually just save and show you right here. Alright, so let's go back to main menu. Just to show you what artworks that we have already is Sebastian, Zhang, Emra, Katsuharu, Kevin, and Reza. So there's a nice picture of Sebastian. There's Zhang with his little gift to us. Emra getting, well, I guess already had her nails painted, probably getting that back massage now. Katsuharu having his ice cream. Yes, I do too. This is actually just a fresh game on my tower on Steam. So I have actually 100% of this. There's Kevin in the arcade. Wait. Oh, I didn't notice that. He's got a chocolate bar there. And here's Reza working on his car. So I just wanted to let you know that I have actually done this before, and per scene, per time, I guess, the dates that you can do between the investigation and the investigations themselves are capped to no more than 2 at a time. So in this scene, because we've already gone to the store and now we're helping Katsuharu, we're not going to be able to do the police archives, aka Rip Van Winkle. Alright, so we're helping him out with the ice cream cart. Here, grab the handles and wait for my signal. By the time I had gotten into position, Katsuharu was already on the other side of the cart, getting dirty as he slowly lifted the affected corner of the cart out of the muddy hole. Is that your sign? Should I start pulling now? Do it! Do it now! I started pulling, but the cart turned out to be much heavier than I had expected and didn't move. What are you waiting for? Do it already! I pulled harder, but the cart still refused to budge. I mustered all my strength before I pulled as hard as I possibly could. Yes, do it! Slowly, the cart was moving, and after a few seconds it was freed from the perilous clutches of the muddy hole. Puddle. With a dull thud, the dragon set the cart down again before he flopped on the ground, exhausted. Hey, we did it! Yeah, good job. Do you want me to call you for some help? No, I just need to, sorry, I'm reading this wrong. No, just need to rest. And maybe some ice cream. Yes, I'll have some ice cream, and I'll be better in no time. That must be some pretty good ice cream. Oh, you have no idea. You must have already heard people talking about my wonderful, unique ice cream experience. Actually, not really. Ah, where are my manners? I haven't even properly thanked you yet. It's no problem. No, I insist. I won't be indebted to you for helping me. What are you planning? You are hereby invited to join me for ice cream. As an ambassador, you owe it to yourself and humanity to try it. Maybe I do. Well, I must get going for now. Here's my number. I'll get you that I'll get you that ice cream some other time. Thanks. Phew, it's getting late. I better head to the police station now. Do I have everything? Alright, let's see what Sebastian will say to this. There you are, Cabbage. It seems to me you've taken a liking to Bryce's chair. Maybe. I could get used to this. Don't tell Bryce, though. By the way, good job calling the police when you heard Reza. It's too bad he got away again, but maybe a witness will come forward and we'll find out what happened. Now, let's take a look at what you've got for me. You did great today, Cabbage. The police department is glad to have you on our side. Save that little girl. As far as I'm concerned, nothing else you could have done. Nothing else you could have done would have mattered as much. Good job, Cabbage. I do what I can. I know, and your help is greatly appreciated, believe me. Especially since we're so short on staff right now. That'll be all for today. I'll contact you if we need anything. Of course. See you next time. See ya. Finally, a free day. What should I do? Looks like there are some messages on the answering machine. Let's see. Hello, this is Remy. I know you're very busy and probably have more important things to do, but I was wondering if you would like to visit Tatsu Park sometime. There is something I would like to talk with you about. Please let me know if you can find the time. Have a good day. He wants to talk to me about something? I wonder what that's about. Alright, so we are going to meet with Remy, and I will leave the choice for the second option, I suppose, with meeting with Lorem, Bryce, Adine, Katsuharu, or just skipping the rest of the day. That being said, I could also ask you guys if you want me to skip through this, getting the best possible options, or if you want to actually take a stab at it. That being said, do you want to take a stab at it? I'll just give this a quick save. Okay, Raven wants to skip. How about everyone else? Marvel Arts, Justin, Seawolves? Don't skip? Alright. I will still be going through all the text even if I skip. I'm just going to be flat out picking the answers to get him impressed. The best choices. In case I make a mistake myself, I also just pulled up another screen for the choices. I know it is kind of cheating, I haven't played that much, but just in case. I don't mind, you haven't seen this. Alright, so let's not skip. Hey Remy. Hello, Cabbage. Is there any particular reason you wanted to meet here? I enjoy Tatsu Park is all. Have you been here before? Alright, have we not been here a few times? Once or twice? And if we fail to get him impressed, we can also go through this again to get him impressed, if everyone wants to do that. So for now, what do you guys want to pick? Raven wants to say, can't say. Okay. Doesn't seem like anybody else has a choice. Once or twice. Okay. Which one do you want? Are you unfamiliar with the choices, Marvel, or are you unsure if you want one or two? First option? Okay, everybody wants the first option, so I hope you're okay with that as well, Marvel. I see. Well, what do you think of it? Alright, is the park pretty idyllic, romantic, or nothing special? Hello, Bruett Bane. This is Angels with Scaly Wings. It's considered as a visual novel, and I believe also as a dragon dating simulator. It's not entirely that. There is a very deep and complex story, but what I'm doing is I'm just running through this on YouTube and coming to a choice, asking you what you want to pick, and then I'll pick what the popular opinion is. Alright, so Raven Knight Chrysay wants to say it's pretty romantic. Seawolves might be absolutely shocked at that and wants to say it's idyllic. Fair enough, Marble Arts. That's actually why I brought up a page on my other screen here, so I know which one is the best. That's good, Bruett Bane. I hope you do enjoy it. So, let's see, Marble Arts, do you have a choice so far? For that matter, do you have a choice, Bruett Bane? Is the park idyllic, romantic, or nothing special? Okay, Marble Arts is wanting romantic, Raven wants romantic, Seawolves wants idyllic. Seems like it's romantic. You think so? Yeah, just look at those trees. Would make a nice spot for a date, really. I agree with that. You mentioned you wanted to talk to me about something. Well, yes, about that. I have a lot on my mind. I felt like I needed to tell someone. I wouldn't burden you if I had anyone else to talk to. The simple fact is, I don't. Hey, you can talk to me, Remy. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's not a problem. What's on your mind? I don't even know where to begin. Do you ever feel like there's an emptiness inside of you? That every day is the same joyless routine that you wish you could just escape, but you can't? Right, do we feel a joyless, mundane routine that you can't escape and every day is the same over and over again? Is that something we used to feel, or can we say never really felt like that? Seawolf Seawolf says can't say that you do. And Marvel says used to. I see my cat staring at me, or the camera through my webcam here. Okay, if nobody else is going to make a choice, I'm just going to roll for this one, because there is a conflict here. An even conflict. Okay, I'm gonna give it just another moment for Raven Knight Chrysay, Seawolves. I believe Justin was absent as well, so if anyone else wants to comment, no, sorry, Seawolves said last option. Chrysay, that's who I'm missing. Okay. Just getting myself some tea here. Okay. It seems that nobody is really picking an option right now, so the dice have said that we used to. Let's see. Is this about Emera again? Well, not just about her, but working with her doesn't make things any easier. To think that just a few years ago I was the happiest I could have been, and now I have nothing but my miserable life. What happened? It's a long story. Alright, see you, Seawolves. Alright, so do we have a lot of time? Should we tell them to make it quick, or don't mind? I feel like that make it quick would be the most rude option here. As I just finished saying, it's probably the most rude, and then Raven says, "Yeah, make it quick." I'm sorry, Raven Knight. Big Marvel Arts wants to say, we have lots of time. Raven says 3, alright. Justin says 1, and with the absence of Seawolves, I believe the majority is on 1. Sorry, Raven. Okay, well... A few years ago, I worked in the public sector. I mean, I still do, but my position was a different one. I didn't work under a minister back then. I was part of a committee tasked with providing independent and factually backed opinions on community topics. It was supposed to help not only politicians, but also the general populace. Alright, Brew Up Bane. We did pick 1, so that's good. Free from outside interference, we did our own fact-checking based on research and publicly reported our findings. Our individual members didn't always agree, but we made sure that the end results were based on verifiable facts. In this way, we offered a variety of comprehensive opinions on difficult topics. We found the truth, and allowed people and politicians to make up their minds from there. Our work was a key influence in the community, and because the conclusions of each individual member were often very different, it could never be said that we were biased. It was during one such assignment that I met a certain person named Amelia. My task was to determine the viability of several projects, each competing for a research grant from our council. Amelia was a member of the scientific teams vying for a grant. She was an inventor, and her group was looking for ways to streamline hospital processes and tests by utilizing new technology. The first time I met her was when our committee watched our group's pitch. One of the things we had to do was determine whether their claims and goals were realistic. In her case, they were. Ultimately, they didn't get the grant, but when she recognized me in a restaurant a while later, we started talking. She was very smart, and I admired her spirit. She just wanted to help people with her talents, and in this way, she reminded me a lot of myself. We kept seeing one another and grew close. Before long, we were dating. It felt so right. I thought our relationship was about to become very serious, but then she informed me that her research group had applied for another grant. Of course, that complicated things. My committee was once again tasked with judging the viability of the different projects, and while I intended to stay impartial in the matter, she would probably be seen as an influence due to our relationship. With these concerns in mind, we decided not to meet again until the grant winner was determined. We hadn't expected her group to get it, but in the end, they did. We didn't want to end our relationship over something like that, but if word got out that we were together during the decision-making period, it would have put both our jobs in jeopardy. In the end, we decided to wait and made a commitment. 6 months after the grant was given to the team, we would return to one another and make our relationship public. That much time would have ensured that it wouldn't be an issue. We even made plans to move in together when that time came. But we never got far away. I only know the rest of what happened from the various reports. But apparently Amelia got sick. Nothing serious, mind you. She continued working from home as best she could. The project was already behind schedule, and she didn't want to endanger it. People were critical and very curious about what the project would amount to, and she didn't want to be responsible for its failure. She even took some days off to recuperate. If she took some days off to recuperate. So every day she continued to work on the project until the dead of night. One late evening she went out to pick up her medication, in addition to something to help her stay awake. But she was sick and overworked. The combination of prescriptions, side effects, and supplementals caused her to collapse. No one around to see her fall. When she was found the next day, she was covered by a blanket of fresh snow. It was too late. She froze to death during the cold winter night. If someone was with her, this would not have happened. But she died out there, all alone. All because we kept our relationship a secret. We had plans to move in together. We even talked about having our own small family. Some things are just not meant to be, it seems. If I had to identify the moment life started going downhill, losing Amelia would be it. My heart was ripped out in a moment, and only now emptiness remains. It's like a wound that never closes. Maybe you saw those pictures in my apartment. Even my home is a reminder of her. We were going to move into that apartment together. And this tie I'm wearing, I got it from her as well. When she gave it to me, she said it was red like her scales. As long as I wore it, she would be with me, in a way. For so long I've been holding on to her with all my might. I wish it could stop, because I know it's killing me. But I've been doing it for so long that I don't think I can. It can be very depressing. That's true, Raven, I say. Basically, I kind of don't want to spoil it. But the end of the game, I'll say unend of the game because of all the endings. Unend of the game is effectively worth it. It is a very good game. I very much enjoy it. Doppel in our Discord, the link is in the description there somewhere. We enjoy it so much. It is absolutely worth it. Best game we've ever played. A hug. I can't think of a hug, but I know you do get to kiss him later in the next chapter if you want. And I would love my job if it wasn't for Emera. It's a constant struggle, a battle I have to fight every day. Each of her words slices through me, creating new wounds on top of the others that never closed. Some days I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can. The artwork is also fantastic. It is a very, very well thought out and planned storyline. Because it does involve the time travel with the wormhole and everything, it is a very, very well done game. With how many times you can go back and interact with the other dragons and stuff, it's just, I very much enjoy it. I don't have any complaints except that, I want to play more of it, and it's already done. And that's true, Raven. I very much care about all the characters, so in a way, I personally feel like that Remy's good ending is, in a way, sadder than his bad ending, but that also depends on your perspective, if you're considering the entire dragon community here, or the ones that are actually close to you and or him. I'm not sure if there's anything that can feel good. Alright, so since this is part of the good ending, we have two triggers. We have looked at his pictures, and we have also followed Vara. We also know about the dragon hatchery, so I don't remember about the hatchery. I don't remember which trigger that one was part of. So, I remember you said that you always wanted children. Yes. It's not exactly the same thing, but I heard that the orphanage is looking for more volunteers. You could help take care of those children. Okay, so that would be talking with the dean then. Is that so? Yeah, the orphanage is notoriously understaffed. the children don't really have anyone else, so each volunteer is a godsend. Losing both parents at such a young age must be horrible. I can't even imagine what that must be like. You should talk to Adine about volunteering. She knows a lot more about it than I do. Adine? I don't want to talk to her. Why not? She used to be my friend. Well, she is more Amelia's friend than mine. Why can't you talk to her? I don't know. I don't want to face her. Whenever I see her, it's another reminder of what I lost. Besides, I don't think she wants to talk to me either. I think if you wanted to volunteer, she'd gladly accept the help. Besides, I saw that she tried to talk to you the other day. You saw that? I guess she did try to talk to me, but it was only because she wanted something. I don't think that was the only reason. Maybe she wanted to reconnect with you. If she wanted to avoid you, she could have asked someone else at the library for help, but she chose you. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe she actually feels the same way you do, and the map helped her muster up some courage to face you again. If you wanted to change something, Remy, you have to take action. What's the worst that could happen if you talk to her? I suppose you'll have a point. I'll think about it. Thank you, Cabbage. Getting all that off my chest really helped a lot. No problem, Remy. Anything else on your mind? Well, there was the whole thing about Anna. Yeah, you mentioned that last time. Are you still worried what she was working on? Not as much. I guess whatever she was doing is over now. But who knows what went on in her lab? I imagine we'll hear about it all. Hear all about it once the police search it and her apartment. I guess there's not much use thinking about it, especially now that she's out of the picture. In the end, I can't help but feel a little sorry for her, too. With her condition. I imagine that the Ministry's disapproval must have been a tough pill to swallow. What are you talking about? She had cancer. I see. That kind of a diagnosis would drive some people crazy. Maybe that's what it did to her. Having to live with the knowledge must have been difficult. Remy paused and gave an embarrassed smile. Quite a bit of time has passed since you arrived, and you've barely been able to speak. I've been talking a lot. So it turns out you've seen this before. No, don't skip ahead. We're here for the story. I don't mind. There must be a lot on your mind, too. Alright guys, is there a lot on our mind, or... not really? And it's kind of interesting on that regards being, yeah sure, our YouTube audience has a lot on their minds. Justin says there is? Oh, there's a lot on Justin's mind. I'm sorry, Justin. I'm always picking on him. Not much on your mind. Just busy trying to save the world through time travel and stuff. Yes, that's true. Go with 2. That's good. Okay, I'm sorry, Cryse, but the majority is saying there is a lot on their minds. I guess it would be with the virus and all going around. Probably. I know it's driving some people crazy being housebound. You were going to say 2? Fair enough, everybody else has. Since I work with Emra, I know all the details surrounding you and Reza. Not many do. Many rumors are going around town. All this time you've been working with our police? Yeah. And now you're hunting down the person who was supposed to be your partner. That must be really hard for you. I came here because I wanted to do the right thing. Nothing about that has changed. What kind of person is Reza anyway? The kind that stops at nothing to achieve what he believes in. Yeah, considering everything that's going on lately, basically nothing has changed for me either, except that I'm not walking up to the college anymore. Whatever. But I know it is hard on some people because they're used to just going outside, doing exercise, working, whatever it is, and now they can't. So it's there's actually a physics statement about an object that's an object stays in motion. Sorry, an object that is in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an external force. And the thing applies to also an object that is not in motion. If it's not in motion unless acted upon by an external force, it's not going to move. So it's just hard if you're used to being outside doing whatever and now you can't. I can see that. We've already witnessed just how far he will go. What do you think about him? Honestly, I'm not sure. Back home, this relentless quality of his was admired, but I certainly don't condone his actions. Given what I know about him, I think he must have a reason, as weird and twisted as it may be. And what about you? I have my own principles. I see. How's your hunt for Reza going anyway? Not too great. We don't have any strong leads or any ideas of his whereabouts. In the end, we're just following his trail of murder and destruction. People are getting afraid. The rumors are starting to take effect. I remember that. Oh, hang on. Let me just show that. It's already on screen, so I don't know why it's even really asking to show it. I do know it's just to pop up for my page here. People are getting afraid. The rumors are starting to take effect. I thought Emerald was going to give a press conference to warn the public. That didn't happen. She feared the potential backlash if people knew about Reza while you were still here. So for the time being, he has been declared as a missing person. The public has been informed that if someone sees him, they are to call the police immediately. They were told he may be suffering from an affliction that makes him behave erratically. And some people are putting two and two together. No one has seen Reza for a while, even before he was officially declared missing. It's easy to line up the timelines and to see the murders started happening shortly after he vanished. What we know about the break-ins and thefts is also damning. The objects stolen all point towards Reza. I'm not sure how much longer they can keep this a secret. How do you think the public will react, considering that I'm still staying here? I don't know. You can't really predict the public opinion, but you can bet there will be critical voices. I'm not sure how I could convince everyone that I'm not involved with Reza's plans. Well, you do have the council's support. If Emra voiced that you were still on our side, it wouldn't be so bad if the public found out. Yes, but she also made it clear that she believes most people won't have the same opinion. She won't support me publicly if their vote is against me. That is true. Emra plays the political game. She aligns with the popular opinion, so people will like her. Alright guys, so next choice, we'll actually even just look at the page here to see what choice this is. Is aligning with the popular opinion a good tactic? Is it dishonest, or can you just not blame her for that? And also, you literally just can't please everyone, so if you're in the politics, someone is going to be pissed off by whatever you do. Regardless of if it's actually a good person that you want in politics or not. Okay, so this seems to be choice number 7. Okay, Grace says to not blame her for that. Can't blame her for that. How about anyone else? Marvel Arts? What was it? Right? Ruit Bait. Maybe Justin. Do you have any opinions? Tough one, yes. At this point, if you are out of choices, I will roll my dice here, which say that it's a good tactic. So if you're out of choices, you can just... Might I say it's a good tactic? You might as well pick that if you want. That's also my tiebreaker if there is a tie. That being said, the tiebreaker actually did create a tie. Yeah, if you're not used to, shall we say, restraint, if you just can't agree and you argue about it, I shouldn't even say that. Differences of opinions, like Justin said, does tend to create fights, so it's perfectly valid to just not have an opinion there, or at least voice it. Okay, so you also can't answer that one. Alright, so we have... In that case, we have one brave person who actually said that you can't blame Emra for siding with the popular opinion there. One says it was a tough choice, one said that you can't answer. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Raven's option since it was actually the only voiced opinion here. I can't really blame her for that. After all, she's supposed to be a representative of the people, right? I suppose so. Does the public know that about the people's current state? No. If it can be fixed, it wouldn't be worth mentioning. And if they can't fix it, they aren't going to be announcing it before they know how to deal with the current situation. Compared to Reza, it's not really a problem. It might become one pretty soon if word gets out and I'm suddenly his accomplice. What would happen to me? How would you even deal with Reza if you caught him? I'm not sure. I suppose we would have to work something out between our legal systems and whatever humanity has to say on the matter. And if the portal is done for, what then? Then humanity would be out of the picture for any legal proceedings. Reza would likely be held until contact has been re-established, or just serve his sentence here. I see. How do your jails work anyway? Well, if a crime has been committed and proven without a doubt, a jail sentence can be the consequence. Our delinquents live in an area separate from the rest of society, monitored at all hours of the day. They receive the help they need and efforts are taken to make them realize their wrongdoings and integrate them back into our community. Life isn't that much different there than it is here. The spaces are more cramped, for sure, but mostly it's just a very controlled environment. That's not much of a punishment. It is a consequence, not necessarily a punishment. Our society at large benefits from people who are rehabilitated, and if mental issues are the cause, those can at least be found and addressed. That sounds like how it used to be back home. These days, in our city, you get 3 strikes. What does that mean? 3 infractions of our rules and you get thrown out of the city. If someone is a drain on our limited resources, we won't support them. While I can understand why you need to incorporate such a policy, the finality of it makes me a bit uneasy. It has worked so far, and it's not like as if outside is completely unkind. Someone expelled from the city might find a different community, or join one of the mobile groups. The situation inside our city, state is still much better than the outside though. They're very strict with what's allowed to live there. It is a privilege. Anyone or anything that threatens the inside society or the lives of the people is removed very quickly. How would a murderer like Reza be dealt with? An eye for an eye? No, we don't do that. But murder is a crime so heinous that immediate expiation is the consequence, regardless of prior infractions. I see. What do the citizens think about this system? Some agree with the methods, some don't, but as long as it works, people won't complain. Weeding out undesirable elements is what keeps their standard of living intact. I guess that means politics don't play a big role where you come from. No, they won't change the working system. It varies here, but I'm so tired of Emera and her games. As I work with her, I can see exactly how she plays the public. I know every council member has their own approach, but everything she does is so tailored towards the public's expectations. For her, it's just a popularity contest. You know what? That gives me an idea. Really? What is it? The human visited from all the, and all the associated consequences are her responsibility, right? Yes. For her, this situation with Reza must be utterly horrifying. She keeps talking about preventing public backlash, but she's really just trying to protect herself. That sounds accurate. Maybe we can use that to our advantage. How? She can't send me back to my world right now. That makes me the only one here with knowledge of Reza and humans in general. That's true. And if I speak from this point of authority, we should have a much easier time convincing her of anything we want. You couldn't convince her to just let you stay in our world, though. Yes, but I was trying to use reason and plead with her. I didn't take into account her fear of public backlash. I think we can manipulate this fear of hers and use it to our advantage. If those were consequences to fear Reza, me, or the rest of humanity, and those consequences would make her look bad to the public, what would be reasoning for her to reconsider any action, right? I suppose so, but what situation could this apply to? She nearly sent me back through the portal. If she tries anything again, at least we have something we can use against her. Cabbage should be a politician. I think I see where you're coming from. Reza is still a mystery to me, though, all things considered. Wouldn't it be beneficial for him to just stay here? No offense, but even our prisoners have offer a better standard of living than your city. As such, couldn't that be a reason for him to have vandalized the portal? I don't think so. You're right, your world is in much better shape than ours, but even if Reza could stay here, he wouldn't. He came here for the same reasons I did, to help our people. He has a very pronounced sense of duty to humanity, and I believed in him when we stepped through the portal. He proclaimed that the world would, that he would do everything he could. When I met him again in this world, I had the impression that he wanted to get our mission over with as soon as possible, so he could return to our world with aid. It's going to be difficult with the portal out of order. The person who did it probably didn't realize it wasn't a very good idea. This might make Reza even more desperate. Who knows what he'll do next? And if anything happens, I can't leave either. If the portal is gone for good, I suppose you'd have to stay here. What do you think about that? Alright guys, the Dragon World. What do you think about the Dragon World? I mean, aside from this place being romantic. Would it not be so bad to live there? Would you love to live there? Okay, Bryce A wants to say it wouldn't be so bad. And the final option would be, wow, it would be a shame to live there. Alright, so, yeah, my world is a hellhole right now, but it would be a shame if I had to stay here. It wouldn't be bad to live in a romantic novel game, yeah. It would be fantastic if we could live there. So I guess that's actually 2 for it wouldn't be so bad. Literally, it wouldn't be so bad. Okay. That wouldn't be so bad. Of course I went to help our city, but if there was no way to return, I wouldn't mind living here. I see. Only now do I realize that everything I told you earlier must seem so petty compared to the struggles you face. Alright guys, is he right in that his petty complaints are, well, sorry, his complaints are petty compared to ours. Should we tell him not to say that, or that we all have our own struggles? Gracie wants to say, don't say that? Okay, I'm going to be assuming that everybody is alright with don't say that. Why not? That's not how it works. That's like saying a person can't be happy because someone else might be happier than them. Don't downplay your own suffering like that. That kind of thinking only makes it worse. Thanks, Cabbage. I can't even imagine what life must be like where you are from. Back home, I was just trying to survive and help others do the same. That hasn't changed. I'm almost afraid of going back to the city though. Times are so rough. Yet, even if I didn't have to go back, I would. I can't just leave them down like that. Sorry, let them down like that. You know? I have to try and do what I can. That's why I came here. I wish I could be that strong. Alright guys, so he wishes he could be that strong like what, well, Cabbage just said. So, who says he can't? And we could also tell him that he isn't, deal with it, or ask him, what does it matter? Okay, Grace wants to say, who says you can? Rootbane also wants to say that, and I believe that is automatically the majority here, so I don't know, you told me about your old job. Yeah, I missed those days. What about it? It's not exactly the same as saving a city, but you were helping people, right? That's true. Maybe once your term with Emmer is over, you could do something like that again. I really wish I could. Can I ask you a question? Of course. You even like me? There must be a reason why you put up with me for this long. What are you talking about? Do you consider me a friend? Or maybe more? Alright guys, I believe we have just gotten good or better status. So, that's good. I don't know if we've got him pressed yet. So do we like him as a friend? Do we like him as more than a friend? Okay, so, yeah, that's right. You're right. Last time I think Justin said just as a friend. The third option though is don't read too much into our meetings. So 1, 2. Hello, magic god of destruction. How are you? Seems like a good guy. So also 2. Okay, so you're changing your option from 1 to 2, Pruitt? So you guys are saying, okay, more than a friend. Is that so? In that case, well, the summer festival is coming soon. It's an event we hold in town every year. They've got fireworks and all kinds of shows. It might be fun for you to experience a different part of our culture. What do you say? Would you like to accompany me? I'd love to, but I can't promise I won't have other obligations at the time. I see. Well, I'll call you and see if we can work it out around our schedules. Sure thing. Then it's settled. I probably should get going now, though thank you for hearing me out, Cabbage. Likewise. Right, I'm pretty sure that we have it impressed. Let's see. Status. Yes, he is impressed. Congratulations, everyone. So we now have free time today. We can meet with Lorm, we can meet with Bryce, we can meet with the Dean, we can meet with Katsuharu, or we can just not and go straight to Chapter 4. Okay, so, Katsuharu, okay. How about Raven Knight Chrysay, Bruit Bane? I don't know if Justin is even here anymore. Anyone else have any other opinions? Katsuharu is a valid opinion. Seems like we want to meet with Katsuharu. Okay. There you are. I wasn't sure if I was going to find you from the description you gave me. Well, this corner is where I do business. You could have asked anyone and they would have told you where to find me. So it turns out you've seen this before. No, don't skip ahead. Starting to run into a bit of overtime, but we have enough time to do this scene with Katsuharu, and then we're done for this week, and we'll pick up again next week. So, interesting. I see. Now, what would you like for your ice cream? Well, what do you have to offer? What do I have to offer? As for the main dish, I have ice cream, gelato, frozen yogurt, frozen custard, soft serve, sorbet, sandwiches, popsicles, maloran, sherbet, gold taffy, snow cones, and halo halo. Alright. For sides, I can offer you waffles, sticks, pretzels, cups, wafer cones, cake cones, sugar cones, chocolate-coated cones, double cones, or vanilla cones. That's a lot of variety you have there. I haven't even started on about the toppings. Now you know why I have to keep dragging this cart everywhere. Excuse me? I'm sorry, but we're closed. You don't look closed, but we are. I really want to buy an ice cream though, please? It's really hot and I'll pay you twice as much. Sorry, we are closed. Can you at least tell me when you're going to open? When I feel like it. Now, off with you. I just like seeing Bryce here begging for ice cream. Katsuharu waved a claw dismissively. Off you go. Sheesh, whatever. I'll just go jump in a lake or something. Why did you come here when you're closed? This is just my spot. Has been here for a long time. I'll open for those pesky customers later. But right now, I have a guest to entertain. Yes, poor Bryce. I see. How long have you been doing this? I've been in business for over 40 years now. Oh wow. You see, I'm this town's only real ice cream vendor. Sure, you can go into a store and buy any pre-made ice cream nowadays, but it's just not the same. My customers know that. They love my ice cream. Of course, I don't just sell it. I also do ice cream parties and catering. Ice cream parties? Only for the very special occasions. You've been ballin'. The townfolk must really like your ice cream then. Oh yes, business has been wonderful for decades. Lately though, everything just seems to be going down. Why is that? Every day, less and less customers find their way to me. If I don't sell everything, things start to spoil and I have to throw them away. I never had to do that before. If it keeps going like this for much longer, I might have to face the reality of bankruptcy. I was planning to retire in a few years, but I can't, not like this. It wouldn't be nearly as bad if I hadn't lost all my savings recently. Oh no, what happened? Well, I happen to be an avid player in a game called Mahjong, and just as it so happens, sometimes people play for money too. So you lost all your savings by gambling? That's the funny thing about gambling. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. And sometimes you win big, and sometimes you lose all your savings. That's just how it goes. I see. How did you decide to become an ice cream vendor anyways? I have quite a history, human, so I'd hope you're prepared. Well, I am ambassador, so if you have a story to tell, I'll listen. As you wish. I have very fond memories of my childhood. When I was little, we had a confectioner in town who offered all kinds of specialties, from cookies and sweets to cakes and chocolates. The owner was a kind old dragoness who made everything that was sold in her shop with her own 2 claws. Her confectionery was always very good, but it was her ice cream that was truly exceptional. Even as a small child, I could always taste the difference, even when my peers didn't care and proclaimed one ice cream as good as the next. As I grew up, I came to a fundamental understanding about people. There are those who are content with the lowest common denominator, and those, like me, who could always appreciate the finer details in expertly crafted things. I talked with her when I heard her plans to retire, to see if someone else was to continue running the shop, or if she had taken in an apprentice, but to my utter dismay, I learned that this was not the case. You see, she was the kind of humble person who didn't think of herself or her wares as special in any way, so she never felt the need to preserve them. I realized that without my intervention, her art would be lost forever. I begged and pleaded with her not to let this happen, but she insisted that I had vastly overestimated her skills. It was not until I ran out and brought her some of the store-bought pulp they dared to call ice cream, and she gave in and agreed with me. As a creator, she had never felt the need to buy some for herself, when she could just make her own. And after only eating her own wonderful ice cream after all these years, it had just become ordinary for her, and she never realized how exceptional it truly was. Even though she was already at retirement age at the time, she took me in as an apprentice to teach me the fine art of confectionery. I was her student for years and learned the basics of many different recipes, but unfortunately she passed away before I could learn the secrets of her particular blend of ice cream. For the next couple of years I traveled from city to city, trying to find her relatives or confectioners of a similar caliber in order to find the last ingredient of her recipe. Going from one disappointment to the next, I finally tracked down a distant nephew who remembered her from his own childhood. Even back then, her ice cream had apparently been very popular in the family. He was very happy to hear that she was able to fulfill her dream of owning her own confectionery. However, after he told me that the recipe was the confectioner's own, and that she had never divulged it to anyone else, I had to realize that this was a secret she had apparently taken with her to the grave. Yes, that is my cat, and she's very relaxed right now. Nowadays, people tell me that I've surpassed her. What they don't know is that all the different recipes I use, all the varieties I offer, came to be when I tried to recreate her recipe. I never succeeded. I just look at the number of different ice creams I sell. People tell me how impressive that is, and how they are all wonderful. They think it makes me better than her, but she only ever sold a single flavor, a single variety. She never needed anything else because that one flavor was perfect. I can only ascribe my own success to what I learned from her. Of course, this corner is not the only place where I sell ice cream. I also have my spots in the surrounding villages, but even out there I can slowly see the influence of the cities taking over. The trouble is, nowadays people just don't appreciate the art anymore. They only care about what they can eat, not about what they eat. They are too quick to settle for what they can get from the local supermarkets. Ugly, manufactured pulp. Gah! You know, some of these companies have approached me before. They wanted to buy my recipe, but I won't let them ruin what I have by making it cheap and easy to produce like the real stuff to sell. Sorry, the produce like the stuff they sell. My ice cream is only what it is because I still make it myself with my own 2 hands. This is the way it has been and how it's always going to be. You mentioned you were planning to retire in a few years. What's going to happen then? Do you have any students who will take over the business afterwards? The dragon gave a big sigh. I wish. I've had a few students who wanted to learn the art, but they all gave up sooner or later. Why's that? I may be very forgiving, but the recipes aren't. Some steps require manual labor. People don't expect the harsh conditions that come with the job. Many apply only because they know how successful I am, or how much I sell on a hot day, but they don't see all the work that goes on behind the scene. I see the same influence of the cities corrupting the youth of today. They are lazy and seek instant gratification, wanting to make the recipes easier and cut corners, but I won't stand to compromise on quality. If there is no one willing to learn, appreciate and preserve the art, it will tell me there is no desire for my ice cream in this world anymore. Let them have their cheap stuff. If that's all they want. I'd rather take my recipes to the grave than let the big companies have them. I have a grandson who may be my last hope. Unlike others who have, he is always interested not only in eating the ice cream, but in learning what it took to make it. In a year or two, he'll be old enough to become my apprentice, if he so desires. I'm not sure if his interest will still be present. Even if it is, I don't know if he will be able to brave the hardships that come with it, but I have hope. However, that is talk for the future. I have much more pressing problems right now. Like what? You see, this area used to be the popular spot for people to meet each other, but ever since Tattoo Park opened, it's not worth it to come to my corner anymore. The store is closer now. Maybe you shouldn't count on the people who are seeking you out. Maybe you should try coming to the people instead. That's what the cart is usually for, right? Have you tried moving it somewhere else? Moving? Well, that's what the wheels are for, right? But this has been my spot for the last 40 years. It's always worked out great for me. Considering that it's not working out so great now, maybe it's time for a change. The dragon raised a claw to his chin, his expression telling me that he was deep in thought. I guess I don't really have anything else to lose at this point. What do you propose? Not sure how I let you convince me to come here when this place is the place that stole all my customers away from me. I don't think that's the right way to look at it. The world is ever changing, and you can't stop that. You have to find ways to deal with it, or else you'll be left behind in the past. It's too easy to just blame the change and be done with it. You shouldn't really be so quick to give up, you know? But all my customers know that the other spot is my spot. The other corner out. But all my customers know that the other corner is my spot. How are they going to find me here? I think the people who will buy your ice cream will spread the word. You think so? It's summer. I'm sure there is tons of people around who would like to buy ice cream right now. Well, if you think you can sell ice cream better than me, then please, go right ahead. What do you usually do? What do you mean? Well, what's your usual sales tactic? I don't need to do anything special. People always used to come to me during my best times. They'd wait for my arrival in lines, and I'd be sold out in minutes. I see. That may have worked before, but these times called for different measures, I think. We set up the cart at one of the busier corners. Once it was ready, we only needed to get the word out. Ice cream! Ice cream! Ice cream! By the one and only Katsuharu here in Tattoo Park! Get some while supplies last! It didn't take much longer for people in the vicinity to take notice. The first customers arrived quickly. Of course, everyone recognized Katsuharu and loved his ice cream, but they also recommended him to his new location. Others, however, were attracted by me, the human who is generally under police protection, openly selling ice cream gave people plenty of excuses to come over for a short chat. Soon, people were flocking to the cart as word got around of the humans selling Katsuharu's legendary ice cream at Tatsu Park. Could I get one of these, please? Of course, one ice cream for my favorite art student. How did you know? I've seen you around. Besides, your accessories kinda gave it away. Oh, okay. I need some ice cream. My colleagues are dehydrated from working in the heat. How many cups would you like? Let's make it 10. Alright, here you go. 10 cups, plus one extra just for you. Fake price. Thank you, I'll make it count. Bryce jumped in the lake though, he gave up. Business was booming, but it wasn't until a certain person showed up that things were about to get serious. Well, this is interesting. Minister? What do you think you're doing here? Well, what does it look like? It looks like you're selling ice cream, and since I personally know Katsuharu, I know that it's excellent ice cream at that. Not a bad guess. I don't want to tell you what to do, but if the Trade Commissioner finds out about this, I won't hear the end of it. They'll probably be blathering about unfair competition and abuse of your status. I don't mind his complaints, you know, but since I'm in charge of your visit, it's all going to come back to me, and he's going to want an explanation. I just want to help Katsuharu, that's all. Help him? Is he in trouble? Alas, the human speaks the truth. Ever since the opening of Tatsu Park, my business has been plagued by drought and becoming forsaken like the desert. You don't like her, Emerald on the right? In a drunken stage. I suppose you are kind of right. We did finish Remy's third date scene where he's complaining about Amara. How she's just talking about he's talking about Amara always going with the public opinion. The popular public opinion. Just playing the game and it's all popularity contest. So he paints Amara in a very negative light over indeed. If you do choose to meet with her personally though, I will just personally say that it is one of my favorite scenes because of her not voice lines, because there's no voice, but her actual text. It's fantastic. I guess it's pretty slated. Let's be honest, she does not have a valid excuse for bullying Remy. To be fair, she doesn't actually try to bully Remy either. If you do talk with her, she talks about how she herself got into office and she wanted to be... I think she wanted to actually be making a difference, and she was going through all the files for... I forgot what Remy's job was, but she was going through all the files and nothing was really interesting her except for Remy, because he didn't really qualify ideally because he's a quadruped dragon, and usually the position he applied for is for anyone who has like actual hands so they can grab stuff. So she was considering herself like, well, very much like myself, if he's still gonna try even though he's got the severe disadvantage. Yes, I am streaming in OBS, just. But she was just saying that if she has, if Remy still applied even though he has a severe disadvantage, maybe something's going for him. Maybe he knows something. He's trying, so she'll give him a chance. That's true. She didn't actually turn him into the laughingstock on her own. It's because he can't really use his paws as hands, and he's just clumsy as such. It's not her fault. She regrets having hired him for that purpose. But she still gave him the chance, and if she were to change that, she doesn't want to bring up the popular criticism about you shouldn't have hired him in the first place, and now she admits she made a mistake, blah blah blah. So it is a little bit her fault, but she genuinely actually tried giving him a chance. And after he got there in his ears, she just can't help but laugh at his ears. So she started with good intentions, and now it's not so great. Anyways, if you are interested, I'll just give you the full screen picture there of Emerald on the right. This one here. There is a scene. You have to finish Remy's good or bad ending first, and then you have to meet with Emera in Tatsu Park for the investigation. And basically the only trigger is to not say it's not nice to laugh at Remy's malformed ears, and then you'll be fine. She is still treating him bad. Yeah, that's true. I don't really know Emera other than what I said because I've gone through the scenes and everything. The only thing I think that's relevant is the fact that Remy keeps falling. Like, he did so with the cake last week. He was losing the fork on his plate and he just sort of fell, so he tried to bring his other paw over and grab it. Well, he has no forward support now, so the whole dragon just falls over now. I think she's just getting tired of him falling all the time. She wouldn't mind the one or two mistakes at all, it's just that he keeps doing it. Also, not saying that's an excuse. It's her reasoning, because she literally told us. Last, the human speaks the truth. Ever since the opening of Tatsu Park, my business has been plagued by drought and became forsaken like a desert. Well, it's not hard to see why when you kept staying at your old spot on the other side of town. It was Cabbage's idea to come here. And it was a good one. You don't look like you're having much trouble here at all, my friend. Yes, I'll have to admit defeat on that front, but in hindsight, all successful ideas look like good ones. My friend, how come you never told me about any of this? I could have arranged something for you. I was sure you had more troubling issues than taking care of a businessman who should be able to take care of himself. Well, I won't stand for this, town's only ice cream vendor to go out of business. With this new location, I don't think you'll have any more trouble, but in order to resolve this little situation here right now, I think I'll have to go with a different solution. You want to sell ice cream, right, Cabbage? Then I'll just have to buy the rest of your inventory. Minister, you must be very hungry then, or very hot. Maybe both. I'm sure the other employees of my building will appreciate a little something to combat the heat. Say hi to Remy for us. Would you mind if I borrowed this cart for a while? Otherwise, I'm not sure how I would be able to go about transporting it all safely. Not at all. Just let me know when I can retrieve it. Of course. Well, that was interesting. This could hardly turn out better for me. I can already feel the excitement of my glory days returning to these old bones of mine. It sounded like the two of you knew each other. Indeed, I have served her ice cream since the beginning of my career. Talk about a long-time customer. And a good one, too. I know she's not only just... And a good one, too. I know she not only has enjoyed my ice cream out of tradition or necessity, but also due to an appreciation of the finer arts. She is a connoisseur like me. And she bought the whole inventory. Sorry, I'm just looking at my cat down there. Yes, but you didn't see her as a big spender. She is a true patron of the arts. Do you like her? How dare you say something like that about her? She is a muse, an inspiration. Her lifestyle embodies the philosophy of my art. And if you ask if I like her, ha! I see how it is. Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you for the help, again. There's no need for that. I'd offer you some more ice cream, but I'm afraid we're all out for today. Actually, I didn't even have one earlier. What? Yeah, the customer you didn't want to serve interrupted us, and now Amber took the rest with her. Oh, you're right. What a great shame. You sold me all my stock. You sold all my stock, and yet you didn't get a chance to indulge in the luxury yourself. It's no big deal. You know, you could come by next time when I'm in town again. Now that you have saved my business, I'd let you eat all the ice cream you want. Thanks. Well, maybe not all of it, or else I might go bankrupt again. Remy is the only one for having trouble. I don't know if Remy is actually an Earth Dragon, but he is the only one who has trouble because his job is handling artifacts and paper and stuff, so you need dexterous hands to be able to grab stuff like, I don't know, a cup of tea here, or maybe a piece of paper, just whatever. Grab it and then carry it over. Thing is that he is a quadrupedal dragon, so using one of his paws to carry that is a little bit of a problem. That being said, I can't remember what Emra's ability to get into office was, being she's also a quadruped. Maybe she doesn't actually work the paperwork as much. I don't know. She is an Earth Dragon, and she was meant to be like plowing farms and mining, whatever has the hard physical labor, because that's what an Earth Dragon does, hard physical labor. They're great at it. And Bryce, yeah, you're right, he does actually do a lot of paperwork himself too, because he's chief of police right now. He actually got started in the police department as, you know, not chief. He was a rookie, kind of like Sebastian Maverick, out chasing bad guys, and then he got promoted. So I do know the lore, but you actually do have a very good point there, Bryce. I didn't actually think about it. Adine, though, she does kind of get into that. When you're in the coffee shop, she's balancing things on the tips of her wings. And she does still have her own problems in that, oops, I've delivered the wrong food to this address, now I have to go back and get the food, but oh boy, they don't seem to mind, so they've gone to eating their dinner, and now it's just awkward for everyone. So now she has to go back to the restaurant to get the food made again, and the bill is taken off the other person's house as she goes over to deliver the food and all. And she's stuck eating ramen for the rest of the week because she made mistake that kind of built up on her instantly. So let me just open. Oops, skip this. Okay, whatever. I skipped a little too much. Let's see. Status. Okay, so that's Anna and Lauren. So Adine. Yeah, all these guys are the guys who have some form of problem or not. Yeah. Can't talk. Let's see. Anna's the biologist. She has cancer, but she has the dexterous hands. She does not have really a problem. In fact, you do see Anna in the passion card there. Lorem, you can see in intuition there. He also has the dexterous hands. His problem is, I guess, a lack of confidence of sorts. Everyone is going to bloody die. Not this time. This is not the evil ending. You can say goodbye to Adine, though. That's going to happen as well. Bryce is fine because he's not... Oh, actually, he still has a chance to die, yeah. Adine will die in a stunt flying accident. And Remy is actually going to be fine. Okay. So that's all about the dragons there. So I suppose we could just save right here because it has been an hour and a half for streaming here. So I'm just gonna save there. We do also have Remy impressed. Yep, there goes Lorm, and a pretty saddening way to go. For that matter, kind of sad for all of them. So that'll be the end of the stream for this week. We'll be back again next week, and we will effectively be wrapping up entirely with Remy. If you haven't been impressed, we're going on to chapter 4. We're going to be on our final date with him, and then going out to the fireworks festival with him. Which means that you guys will now have a choice between, let me just go back to the main menu. You guys will have a choice for not next week, but the week after. If you want to go with Lorm again, get his good ending, Anna, get her good ending, Bryce's good ending, or Adine's good ending. Because we will have Remy's ending there. So that being said, if you are interested in joining us in Discord, you can come on over, have a chat. Just say something in the introduce yourself, and Doppel or Dev will invite you into the rest of the server, I believe. You can chat with us however you like, whatever. Basically, no spoilers, nothing rude, common sense stuff. You can come chat about angels with scaly wings, Pyro, whatever you like. So I hope you enjoyed, and have a good week. We will see you guys again next time. And if I happen to be streaming Space Engineers, I tend to give last minute notice on that. So I hope you enjoyed, everyone, and see you later.